Well, okay, there it is, the Franken Roaster. It's a West Bend Stir Crazy corn popper on the bottom with the heating element disconnected, so there's no heating going out of the corn popper. It's merely stirring the beans, and then we've got a spacer made out of flashing, maybe about 3 inches high, to kind of raise the turbo oven up a little bit higher. And it's cut so that we have an opening here for the chaff to fly out, and then on top of it we have the convection turbo oven, and it's set at 500 degrees, and it's heating the beans up nicely in there. They're being stirred around so that the different surfaces are being roasted, and little chaff is coming out. Did you see that? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, now you can kind of see down in there and see those beans traveling around in there. Let's see if we can get that fluorescent light out of there. Yeah, you can see them moving in there. Cool, huh? And there's the slot for the chaff to come flying out. Little bits of it are coming out right now. Of course, the turbo oven has a little has a timer on the top, so you can set it for a timing. And the beans are getting kind of brown now. It's been running for maybe about 6 or 7 minutes. It's smelling like they're roasting. Okay, the bottom part, the West Bend Stir Crazy, that was like about I think $22 at Target. The flashing, I don't know, like maybe $4 or $5. No, maybe not even that much. $4. And some nuts and bolts, a couple bucks there. The convection turbo oven, $13 on eBay, but when it came, the bottom part of the turbo oven was completely damaged, so that I couldn't use it as a convection oven. I couldn't cook roasts in it and things like that. I notified the seller that it was damaged, and he said, well, I'll refund all your money. So in essence, the convection oven cost zero, nothing. But you know, $15, $20, $30 maybe at the most for a used one, and you don't need the bottom part, and it's quite easy to put together, assemble. Now this is a pretty small load in this roaster, but it's significantly more than I used to be able to roast in my my hot air popcorn poppers, and that would be the advantage to this this cool thing, is that it roasts more beans at a time, and it would do a whole lot more than I've got in there. But ooh, chaff's coming out, making a mess. Cool. Okay, next to it I've got a Poppery 2. That's the hot air popcorn popper. Ooh, you can see it's pretty cruddy, but that's how I've been roasting for the last couple years, courtesy of Arnie. He kind of turned me on to roasting, and was kind enough to give me that roaster, and it has served me well these many years. But it's time to move on to something a little bit more grandiose. And sitting next to the Stir Crazy turbo oven popcorn popper, I have my my cooling tower. This is made out of a fan and a snoot and a basket, and when the beans are done roasting, they're thrown in there, fans turned on, and they're cooled. Okay, we're roasting a Brazilian. These beans are from March of last year, but of course the unroasted beans will stay, they're fine for quite a while. You know, they can hang around for a year, or I suppose 2 years before you roast them. Of course, once they're roasted, you would want to let them degas, and then grind them and enjoy them pretty quickly. Okay, there's a quick look inside of the beans. They're beginning to look roasted, but they need a couple more minutes yet. But that gives you an idea of what they look like. And there's the chaff kind of coming out of the side, and it looks like we're going to need to have a chaff recovery system in place here, because it's kind of a mess. If we're doing this outside, it'd be better. Okay, and it looks like the roast is pretty much done. If you look at it, it's a pretty even looking roast. You're seeing some beans with some chaff still on it, but we're going to dump it into into the cooler, and the fan will probably blow off that chaff. Okay, and that's what the stir crazy looks like. The stirring rods addition to them has been two short pieces of 3/8 inch copper pipe kind of banged down and to make the stirring rods, and then there's a copper oh, it's hot, copper cap to go on there. You can see how it's all held together. There's the beans in the cooling colander. You can see the chaff blowing out. Yum. Brazilian. Could be good. Woo woo woo. Should be perfect to drink in about 3 days.